My name is Kelly Jakes. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Communication at Wayne State University. My research is in the field of rhetoric. I specialize in public address, social movements, and rhetorical theory. I teach argumentation and debate, which has been a really fun class for me. We, in that class, look through all types of different forms of reasoning. We go through deductive forms and inductive forms of reasoning, help students understand what makes those forms of reasoning sound and in which cases they're not sound. I hope that's a really practical class for students, that they can take those skills out into their civic lives and use them to evaluate the discourse of public officials, of politicians, and even in their sort of popular cultural lives, evaluate the messages that they're getting from commercials, from shows that they're watching on television. So I think it's a really useful class in terms of building good citizens who can think critically and use their vote effectively. I also teach a class on campaigns and social movements. That class is one of my favorite classes to teach because it lets me put on my historian hat a little bit. We go back to the 1960s and examine the primary discourse, the speeches, pamphlets, photographs in some cases, from three major social movements in the 1960s, the American Civil Rights Movement, the anti-Vietnam War movement, and then the second wave feminist movement. And students have really responded well to that class. I love teaching it. They, I think, are really excited to get their hands on the actual primary rhetorical artifacts and help analyze them together as a class. Next year, I'll be teaching a graduate course in rhetorical criticism. That class is sort of exactly what it sounds like. We teach people how to do rhetorical criticism or how to perform rhetorical analysis. So we'll start from the sort of disciplinary foundations, the formation of the discipline, and go chronologically up to the present day, emphasizing different approaches to the rhetorical analysis of various texts. I've been so impressed by the city of Detroit and so happy that I arrived when I have. Detroit is experiencing really a phenomenal resurgence, which is perhaps most visible, and I'm most pleased to participate in the restaurant scene in Detroit. We just have fantastic restaurant after fantastic restaurant opening. If you're a foodie, come to Detroit, you will love it. There are so many new places to try. The other thing that I've been really, really impressed by is the art scene in Detroit, which I had heard a little bit about, but really didn't fully appreciate until I got here. We have a world-class opera theater, a world-class symphony orchestra that plays here. There's tremendous things to do if you're into the arts, especially the quote, fine arts. If you're into more popular cultural things, I'm excited to participate in a number of music festivals that are going on this summer. There are huge concert venues all around town. People like Bob Dylan are playing. I mean, really, really famous people. So it's nice to be in a city that is big enough to draw in those big names and provide those kinds of amazing attractions for people who want to take advantage of them.